position, that the sail's breaking just a little bit up high before it is down low. In this breeze, I think that's exactly what you want. Millie's lowered the Traveler down a little bit since we first came out here, and she's sheeting a little harder, and that looks a little better to me as well. In these conditions, that the more main sheet you can get, the less headstay sag. What's that? There we go. Now we're starting to look good. So let's try and ease the tack line out about 6 or 8 inches. There you go. Should be able to rotate out a little bit better to weather now. Is that a good distance for your photos? And let's see if you can heel the boat a little bit more to weather and get it to rotate out more. There you go. Keep trying to sail low. Yeah, just like that. Want to aggressively be using that sheet and keep trying to push low whenever you can. There you go, real good. See, now you're about 5 degrees lower than you were, and you're not a lot slower. And you can't stay there forever. Every once in a while you got to go back up, get her going a little bit, and then try and rock her on down lower. I think they've got real nice angles right now. They're, getting the boat down deep. Keep really working that sheet out and try and get deep. Ease big. Keep easing all the time. There you go. That's what you want, is that look right there. So you can see these guys are over trimmed here to get the boat down. They got to work a lot harder on getting the sheet out. They're going really fast, but they're not getting deep, and the tack line needs to be eased up. So why don't you ease your tack line out about that much? And I think these sails are a nice size for the boat. The class rules would allow this thing to be about a half a square meter bigger, but I just don't think they'd fit. All right. So I think the guys that came up with the rules did a nice job. You can see the luff length is about as long as it can be. It is just inside of the class legal luff length. And the overall size of the sail looks real good to me. And then I know you guys like going fast, but keep easing and trying to sail deeper. All right. I don't blame you. He says they want to go fast first.
Well, Dave's the reluctant one between us,
but
getting the kite.
Yeah.
And my argument was he could take his wife sailing, set the kite here, and she wouldn't have to mess with it.
Absolutely. Because so now these guys are going to start working on getting the boat down. And the real key is the helmsman can't just turn the bow down or the sail collapses. It all starts with the ease in the sheet. And you can see they're really nicely rotated here out to weather. And the reason for that is that they eased the sheet out till there's about a foot of luff in the sail, and then the helmsman went down, and now you can see the luff is just staying out there, and they're actually sailing pretty deep. I would think that right now they're sailing in a neighborhood of about 150 apparent, you know, maybe 160 true wind angle, maybe 140 apparent, but 160 true. We'll see when they jibe to see how deep they're really going. But that looks good to me. Yeah, these guys are doing a nice job. And I think they're actually working the boat down a little bit better than Millie. I mean, you know, you got to get two boats side by side to really know what angles are right. We notice these guys have some heel to weather, which is good. Now the sail's a little collapsed, so they're going to have to come up just a little bit. Come on up just a little bit to get her to pop, and then you can work on getting back down again. You guys look good. Okay, so the key on the jibe is the helmsman's going to tell the crew when to ease, then just start easing, ease slowly, let it float out in front of the boat. So for instance, you can't jibe now, you got to get the sail full. So that wasn't too bad. They didn't get the sail floated out in front of the boat, but once they recognized that, they got the sail around, came out nice and high. The real key is you got to come out of the jibes about 10 degrees higher than whatever you were when you came in. So on your next jibe, make sure the sail is full like it is now, and then start easing the sheet. And when you see the curl, then start going right down into the jibe. What? Yeah, not good from this high. This is good. Just start easing and start going down. Okay? Good. Go right into it. Go ahead and turn the bow up. Okay. You're actually turning the boat a little too quick. Let him get about 4 feet past the headstay with the clue before you jibe the boat. Yeah, let him get it in a little further before you jibe. Let's try it again. Okay, start trimming the new sheet. Pause on the helm. Okay, now turn the boat. Trim hard. Much better, but no, you held off. That was great, but you got to keep trimming the sail all that you can, and then come on up. The next one will be good. You'll see. Okay. Did they know that? Pull hard on the new sheet. Very good. Perfect. And then you can ease right away. There you go. But you can see that when you do it all right, it's perfect. Yeah, the sail floated out nicely. You pulled really aggressively on the new sheet, and you turned the boat at the perfect time. Now they just want to go fast. I don't blame them one bit. And as you can see, it's only going to take a few races before everybody gets this handled. And he should turn the bow up, the sails across, jibe the boat. So there, he was just a little late jibing the boat. The crew got the kite around nicely, and we just didn't turn quick enough.
Need to get some air in it on the new board.
Right. Now they're ripping. So I still think Millie should try to get that Traveler down a little bit. She's got way too much twist. I would get the Traveler down 6 inches, give her more in-state tension, and I think she'd be going better. They've got just a little bit more rig tension, and I think everything looks better on their boat than it does on Millie's. They've got a little straighter headstay, they've got a slightly flatter mast, main as a result of it. So I still think you can sheet a lot harder. So why don't you guys try either with the bang or the sheet and sheet a lot harder? Maybe drop the Traveler 2 or 3 inches when you do. You notice how their main is setting up way flatter than Millie's? And I think it is because they have more tension on their upper shrouds. And I actually like that. So Millie's probably set up better for 4 to 10, and they're probably set up better for 10 to 17. conditions right to really test side by side. You want to be about 3 boat lengths apart when you're doing this, because you get a little puff from the right, they don't get it, so they think their sail's trimmed better, or you get a slight header or a slight lift, and it sort of throws the testing off. So if we were really trying to test out everything right now, these guys should reach down, get a lot closer to Millie.
Well, let's
and
get them to do that.
well, they're running out of time. But I'll talk to them afterwards about they want to set up much closer when they're testing these things. And then they sail along how they normally sail along, and then one of them can try dropping the traveler a couple of inches and sheeting the main a little harder, see if that's good or bad. If it's good, then the other person can do it. If it's bad, they go back to where they were. I think that both of the boats seem to have their genoas trimmed right for these conditions, but I'm sure there's subtleties of a half inch here and there that they could really hone in on. Right now, the puffs are coming in from the right, so that the guys on the right appear to be doing the right thing most of the time, but they may not be. And they're actually sailing right past them right now. It looks to me like the brown boat has a slightly longer head stay. If you look at the main, the leech is the same length on both boats, but it's closer down to the deck than it is here. So Millie's sailing with a little shorter head stay or a little less rake, which may be good, maybe not good. I don't know yet. Right now they're on her breeze, so you really can't test with them sitting on her breeze. Look at the leech on Millie's genoa. It's possible that her jib lead is just barely too far forward. There's slightly more depth in the foot than maybe is right, and the top is closed off. But that might be fast on these boats. I don't know the boats well enough to know what's good and what's bad. But the puff came in. Millie had her bow up just a little bit, and she didn't have to ease the main, she didn't have to ease anything, and they just squared straight ahead. These guys had their bow down a little bit when the puff hit, and they started to tip over, and it felt like they had to ease, and she had a nice little gain there. So it's kind of the real importance of looking up the race course, seeing the puff hit, and getting your bow up just barely, that couple of degrees before the puff hits, and that way you won't have to depower. These guys have it down. They're, after Saturday's race, they're going to completely have it down. And it's gotten light again. And it's a little lighter wind, so you can pull the tack line down a little, about halfway. And then ease the sheet out. So Millie, go ahead and get up on the rail so you heel over the weather a little more. There you go. Get that thing rotating out. Very nice. Not that you'd have any effect on the heel of the boat. That tack line looks nice for this wind velocity. The last time you had a little more wind and you were out a little longer. For this breeze, that looks good. And then keep aggressively easing and trying to get low. Keep working it out. There you go. Good. It's not as fast, but you're a lot deeper. There you go. When you get that heel, you can really get down. So you rocket the weather and get the bow down. Push down in this. There you go. Yeah, there you go. That's getting it down. And just keep working really hard to get the bow down every time you can. Where'd our speedsters go? Now, granted, they started way behind these guys, but it's all fun to go fast, but you got to get deep. You know, these boats don't go enough faster to head up and make enough extra speed. You've got to be working just like you do with the regular spinnaker. All the puffs trying to get down, get the bow down, all the waves. Anything you can do to get the bow down and keep the sail full and fully pressurized. So my guess is that they're probably about running out of time, but having too much fun to quit. Wonder if they're going to drop it or if they're going to jibe. They're going to jibe. Good. Okay, come on, pull this shit thing around. Pull the thing around.
So how much do you ease at the beginning as crew?
Enough to get about a 2-foot curl. So that, here we go, and now she's just got to come up a little bit, and you know, not a great jibe, but you know, not the kind of jibe that's going to cost you the race either. You know, it's kind of a C. Whereas these guys were getting some sort of B pluses by the end. So the next jibe, really pull hard on the new sheet and over trim it. Okay, why don't you try one? All right. All right, start easing. Okay, go ahead, pull really hard on the new one. Pull really hard on the new one. I think it's just jamming up on you. Keep pulling. Yeah. They could be too thick. Okay, so now they're going to have their little problems. I think the sheets aren't going out. I think they're just too thick. Or there's a knot, or there's a... Because he was pulling on the thing pretty damn hard, and it just wasn't going out on the weather side. So I think if we look when we get back to the dock, we're going to find that the brown boat has thinner sheets. Now this jibe's not bad though, so that's a pretty good jibe there. That's a good one too. Okay. So now they can go back to the dock feeling good about themselves. One thing that's really important on those jibes in this breeze is that as soon as the sail fills, they got to ease it back out right away. They're getting nice and deep now. See the way the sail's rotating out the weather?
Yep.
It's very good right now. And that's actually, when you go into a jibe, there's a perfect time to go into the jibe when it's rotated out like that. Yeah, I guess they're done. Yeah, it looks like they're done too. I can do them a favor and delete that one from your footage. they had been doing so good. And the danger here, now they got this sail loose now. Now they can go back. All they can do is trim it in and jibe and head up. Oops, or jibe back, either one. That won't happen to these guys very often. They were actually pretty damn good, you know, up until we started filming them.